So yes, so like Danny introduced, we have a range of nutritional and skincare products specifically designed to treat acne. They're starting from the multivitamins, which you can see over there. They are patented formulations developed and made in Australia. And we have the skincare products in a tight range, treating acne from the inside and out. So just a bit of a workshop outline. So we'll just give you a bit of introduction about the company and also just a bit of background about what is acne. A lot of people think, you know, acne is obvious, but it's actually a lot more than what you typically think is acne. And then we're going to go through why a nutritional approach works, and we'll also talk about how each of the most effective ingredients which helps treat acne and how it works. And we have case studies as well, and that's Saki as pharmacist. She'll talk about her personal journey and also her experience with our products and how she successfully used nutrients to overcome acne. And Kat will also talk about her own experience as well as her in her practice, how she uses nutrition to help her clients overcome acne. So just a bit of a background about myself. I developed the formula using nutrition to treat acne nutritionally, especially using in a revolutionary way of using vitamin B5 internally. Externally, a lot of people already know vitamin B5 is what you know as pentanol, which is very good for skin health externally, but when you're using it internally, the power even is more amazing. My grandfather was a chemist, and I inherited his passion, and he used to manufacture natural skincare products, so I have also inherited a lot of his knowledge and passion. And I myself suffered from oily skin and breakouts as a young adult, and obviously that's experimenting using nutrition, especially vitamin B5, to overcome my own issues, and even nowadays I take it as part of my daily routine to prevent my skin from breaking out again. And like I said before, that's my passion. I just love helping people teaching them how to use nutrition, especially to treat and prevent skin problems. A little bit about our company. We specialized in developing innovative and natural acne products to help people overcome the problems without side effects. And what we have developed in Australia and patented is actually a world first formulation to treat acne from the inside and out naturally without using drugs. So our products actually sold overseas to dermatologists in Singapore, Philippines and Middle East, and they always sharing experience with us how they actually integrate our formulation into their prescription regime. A lot of it's actually introducing our products before they try to prescribe or after they use a prescription, because it's not a long-term solution, to help them use it as a long-term maintenance prevention strategy. And our products sold all over the world, and in retail, online, and obviously as well as Australia. In Australia, we're just starting to build up our reputation through the case studies, but we've actually been selling overseas from 2006. We sell a lot more overseas than we're selling in Australia at the moment. And we won a few awards for product innovations, and also the samples that you've got, our French green clay mask. We won a Glosscar Award, being picked as the best face mask of that year. We were up against some big brands. We were quite surprised that we won, because we were up against L'Oreal and Clarins and all these big brands, and we're very pleased that people actually voted for our mask as a winner. We're also part of our Australian government R&D program and export program. So our team, like I mentioned before, a lot of us are sufferers of acne or breakouts at some stage of our lives. So we're completely passionate about helping other people. And here are just some of the users and the ambassadors that are happy to help us spread the words and share their personal journey, how they used our products to overcome skin problems, and also learning how to use nutrition to actually overcome the problems, prevent it from coming back as well. So what is acne? A lot of people think acne is the more obvious breakouts, the redness, and the more obvious, obviously acne. But a lot of customers don't actually know that acne includes blackheads and whiteheads, because that is actually a form of acne. And as you know, acne is very common. A majority of people, well over 85%, suffer from acne across the globe. It's such a common condition. A lot of people may not talk about it, but most majority of people go through that at some stage of their lives. So here's just a bit of clinical data to show you how common acne is. So over here is basically across the board the type of skin diseases that people actually suffer across the world. And down below the bar, you can see that's, you know, you may think is quite a common question that we get is, you know, I'm Asian or I'm from a different ethnic background. Does it work for me because it's an Australian product? We can tell them, and this is clinical data to show it suffers across all types of ethnicities. It doesn't matter where you're from and your background. And at the top right there is acne. Acne is one of the top skin diseases in the world that majority of people suffer. So way beyond all these other skin diseases that you know about. And here's some statistics by age. The orange bit in the middle shows you that obviously we know majority of people suffer from acne. They teens, young adults, but we know more and more that people in their late 20s, 30s, and 40s, and they are also suffering from breakouts. And part of the condition, a lot of females are hormonal issues. And we also know, and my personal experience, a lot of people. When they stop using contraception because their hormones being manipulated through using contraception, once they stop, it's starting to break out. Like for me, it was all across my chest and my jaw. It took me about 2 months to overcome it with using the nutrition formulation. So acne is the impacts, and it's well known, and there's clinical documentation the impacts on. Someone having acne on the person is more than just scarring. Obviously, scarring is a more obvious physical side of things, but it's an emotional impact on the person. And I'm just highlighting some of the comments that we get from our customers. It's actually to highlight the depth of the emotional impact on the person. They're using strong, emotional words like "this saved my life," and you wouldn't think acne itself is not life-threatening, but that's actually how it's impacting them inside. So the main causes of acne, and it's overproduction of skin oil production, and the reason why is because when you have overactive skin oil productions, there's a build-up in your pores, and your body is not coping, it's not metabolizing fast enough, and it's not slowing down, and the bacteria on your skin is obviously have a oversupply of food and flourish, and obviously it's also linked to your immune system and other things happening in your body, and other factors affecting acne. It comes and goes. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's not as bad. Obviously, relating to genetics, some people are more prone to that because genetically, the parents might have it, so therefore the kids are more prone to it. Obviously, your hormones. A lot of ladies will know around a certain time of the month your skin gets a bit worse, and also stress, because stress has amazing negative impact on your immune system and also your hormones. And medication, like I said before, contraception is one of them, and some other medication may affect how your skin is coping and responding. And more and more scientific studies also showing certain foods, it aggravates the issue. It's not the cause, but it aggravates it. Like a lot of people will tell us, and even dermatologists that are using our products will share, and they're giving that sort of advice now. If you're breaking out, try to avoid dairy, wheat, sugar, because it has it's impacting on your hormones and actually aggravates the issue. So why does nutritional or nutrient using a nutritional strategy work? And we all know, including scientists, for a long time they know acne comes from within. It's something happening in your body that affects the way your body's ability to maintain healthy skin. So the most effective way to treat it, rather than using stripping or drying sort of strategy to control the acne, you really need to start it from within, because you need to address the underlying causes. So from this point, I will pass it to Kat. Obviously, she's a qualified naturopath, and she's also got clinical and practical experience of successfully using nutrients to overcome acne. And I'll let Kat go through the details.
Hello, welcome. I'm Kat and I'm a naturopath. I've been in clinic for nearly 5 years now since I finished uni, and I often see different issues with skin. I don't like to say acne because I actually use SkinB5 for people that don't have acne as well. I use it for menopausal women that are getting the odd pimples on their back or chest, and I use it successfully with that. And I also use it with teenage boys who are getting acne, and I also use it for breastfeeding mothers. It's quite safe to use there as well. So there's different facets that you can use SkinB5 for. So I'm here today to talk about the nutrients in it and why I love it so much. So looking at the ingredients in SkinB5, you can see that there is vitamin A. There is vitamin B3. Vitamin B3 is specific for redness and inflammation, and for this reason I also have used it successfully with a client that had severe rosacea. She was in her 50s, she had tried everything. She had spent thousands and thousands of dollars at a dermatologist, and she still was suffering with rosacea caused by stress. Also, she had been through a lot of trauma. I put her onto SkinB5 externally and internally, and within 3 months it had cleared up 80%. It didn't clear up 100%, that takes time, but 80% was enough for her to feel that it was successful, and she's still on it today and she loves it. So that's the vitamin B3 for redness and inflammation. And then we've got folic acid, biotin, zinc. Zinc is a nutrient specific for inflammation. As a naturopath, we also use it for gut healing. So looking at skin issues, we always link it back. As a naturopath, I always link it back to the gut. What is going on in the gut? What bacteria is forming? What inflammation is there? And how can we address it so that the skin starts to heal itself, the mucosa repairs, and the inflammation is reduced. Silica. In pharmacy, silica is used a lot for skin, hair and nails. So you'll notice with SkinB5, especially the tablets, not only will your skin start to look better, but your hair will be thicker and your nails will grow because of the silica. And then Vitex. So Vitex is in the caplets, and that is specific for hormone modulating. So looking at Vitex, this is specific for people that have been on the oral contraceptive pill. We put them, as a naturopath, I put them onto Vitex to try to modulate their hormones and get them their estrogen and progesterone levels back to where they need to be, because that can often cause problems. Evening primrose oil is really good for skin conditions. Again, hormone balancing. So looking at taking this in conjunction with your SkinB5 tablets. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is immune modulating, so it's specific for helping the immune system, which lives just outside the gastrointestinal system, to modulate and therefore help the skin. And spirulina. So spirulina is a dark leafy, it's actually an algae. So we're looking at taking any greens for skin conditions. Dark green leafy vegetables are your number one. They're really high in vitamin B. So I guess I'm here today to explain why I love SkinB5. I was lucky enough to meet Lisa 3 years ago when I was working in a health food store, and she explained the benefits of SkinB5 to me, and she gave me some to try. At the time, I had chronic hormonal cystic pimples, and I was pretty down. I don't know if anyone here has suffered from acne or pimples, but it makes you feel gross. It makes you feel upset, it makes you not want to leave the house, and it also makes you put on more makeup. So putting on more makeup will then cause more issues because you're clogging the pimples, causing more inflammation. So after about 3 months of using SkinB5, my hormones began to go back to normal. I'd been on the pill previously, and I've been using it ever since. So I would highly recommend using it. Clinically, personally, I've got my sister on it. She's 35. She's suffered from hormonal acne her whole life. She's been using Proactive. As a naturopath, that horrified me. So I gave her some SkinB5 to try, and she's now using it day to day, and her skin's perfect. So I guess that's me. If you have any questions, please come and ask me anything about the ingredients. I can go into more detail. I'm here all afternoon, so we'll be at the stand. So I'll just introduce now Saki, our pharmacist, and she's going to explain to you how she uses it personally and clinically.
So I'm Saki, I'm a pharmacist, a community pharmacist. So in the pharmacy, I'm sure there's you're all working in pharmacy or have experience. I'm sure you come across day to day people coming in for prescription after prescription of antibiotics. That was me, myself, probably about 10 years ago. I was on Roaccutane. I don't know if you know of it. It's a very harsh medication. Strips everything gets dry, you still look pretty horrible because your face is all red. And then cleared my skin perfectly for about 5-6 years. But then slowly my acne started coming back. So that's my before photo. That was probably about nearly a year ago. But that cleared up within about 2 or 3 months of using the extra strength SkinB5 tablets. So I was taking 2 tablets 3 times a day, and that was enough to help my skin within about 2 or 3 months, and now it's looking like this. I probably take 2 capsules probably every day, every second day, and that's all I need to keep it maintained. I do still use the face wash, moisturiser and the mask pretty much on a daily basis, and that's enough to keep my skin quite maintained. As a pharmacist, it's in pharmacy assistants, that's where we come into play. You probably see teenagers month after month coming in for antibiotics like doxycycline, Acne, and that's not good for them. It's actually destroying your gut, so they're probably going to have to be taking probiotics, they're probably getting gut problems, diarrhea, all sorts of other problems, whereas this, if you get them onto SkinB5, even if they don't want to try it whilst they're going on antibiotics, that's fine. Give them an option of starting it after their antibiotic course, and yeah, their skin will be maintained without all the harsh chemicals they're putting into your body. So yeah, I speak to people day in and day out, and yeah, we sell heaps and heaps of the SkinB5 now, and as I'm passionate about it, I can help other people, and I'm sure that's where I'd like you all to come into play as well, because me myself, like I used to cover my face with makeup, and to sell the product is pretty hard when your face is full of acne, but then over the time they see your face changing, and then customers will come and be like, oh my god, what have you done to yourself? And I'll be like, well, SkinB5. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Even if people are looking for a good skin cleanser, I'd recommend the SkinB5 cleanser. So even if they don't have acne, even if they just want a nice skin cleanser, moisturiser, it does have all the good nutrients in there to really, like, your face just feels softer, and it's just, yeah, you just notice a difference with even just using the cleanser and the moisturiser. So yeah, if you have any questions, or if you can think of customers that will definitely benefit from it, yeah, I'm sure you can all probably think of 1 or 2 customers already, and yeah, I'd start from there and try and introduce it to them, and it will change their life. And if you guys are acne sufferers, I'd definitely recommend it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Saki and Kat. Like, we're very grateful to have people actually using it professionally, obviously personally, to share the story, because for us, it's a completely new concept to use nutrition and obviously a certain combination to treat the conditions. And basically in the early days, it's quite difficult to explain it, because, and it's actually throughout the years, is people, basically stories like Kat and Saki sharing the stories, it explains 1,000 words. There's a lot of science behind it, but it gets very complicated, overwhelming. That's why nowadays we find just people through their personal experience using it and sharing the stories. And people are very different too, the way they respond to the treatment, how quickly it works for them. And we do rely on the stories, because there's a you know, how it works is obviously we know the scientifically why it works. For example, I'll go back to the slide where he talks about why vitamin B5 works. Vitamin B5 works through when you increase the amount of vitamin B5 in your body. What it does is actually helping your body to regulate the sebum production, because it helps metabolize the sebum that's building up on your skin. So because if your body's metabolizing it effectively, it won't build up and you won't get the infection. And a lot of vitamin B5 is a very essential nutrient. A lot of the modern way of living, the way you process your food, easily destroy the vitamin B5 in your food. And also your lifestyle, like modern lifestyles, there's a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of other things that happen in your body, happening in your lives. It's like you're depleting a lot of your Bs, especially vitamin Bs, and that's one of the reasons why you need supplementation. And obviously not everyone suffers from acne, but people who do, they actually need the supplementation to help your body cope with the conditions. And I often refer the nutrients as your essential building blocks that your body actually needs to cope with other things that's going in your body that's actually affecting your skin health, because your body's obviously got other things happening in your body and it's not coping with the skin health, and it needs those building blocks to help it copes and regulate the skin health. And before we finish, I would like to show you a video, because to show you it's obviously a lot of us are ladies here, we understand it works on ladies, but case study here also is teenage young boys and also adult males as case study. They successfully using our formulation to overcome their own condition.
Since 2006, SkinB5 has successfully treated and cured acne for thousands of customers from over 13 countries. It is the only natural acne product on the market that stops acne before it starts, and it actually works. SkinB5 works for a staggering 95% of acne sufferers, from teens to adults, males and females. SkinB5 is currently sold in over 300 health food stores and pharmacies in Australia, and being distributed in the pharmacy and dermatologist channels overseas, including South Korea, Singapore, Philippines and the Ukraine. The SkinB5 range is a simple 4-step program that treats acne from the inside and out. The SkinB5 team truly understands the acne market and is dedicated to developing innovative natural acne products that actually work.
They're looking for a result because they're feeling embarrassed basically by acne, and so they're asking me for a natural way to treat it rather than to go an allopathic medicine way. It's very gratifying having a tool like SkinB5 to help people with, because SkinB5 is totally natural. It's using a very unique formula, high amounts of pantothenic acid, otherwise known as vitamin B5, in conjunction with the healing capabilities of zinc, B vitamin cofactor called biotin, has been able to simultaneously help the skin to heal, also to calm hormone imbalances, also to metabolize fats properly in the system, at the same time as improving circulation, all at the same time in the one tablet.
And I've found this product to be really good for acne. It actually helps a lot of women with hormonal problems as well.
I've had acne for over the course of 4 years, and the social aspect of it just detrimentally affected me as a person. The first thing that I noticed was that it was all natural.
Very noticeable differences in about 6 weeks. Like pretty much went from caked in pimples to nothing at all really. I'd recommend it to anyone that has acne troubles. Like I said, it's very easy to take and easy to follow, and the results are pretty quick.
They're just happy. They're happy because they can go out in public without, packing their face full of makeup when they've got the acne, and it actually gives them more confidence to be out there and engage in the world.
Giving me my independence back and the self-satisfaction that you get when you hang out with your friends and the improvements that it's given me. I was able to perform in the high school musical. Words don't describe how much fun I had, and over the course of 3 nights there were 900 people I performed in front of. Have confidence to step out on that stage really just was from having clear skin.
Without a doubt, we say it's a miracle in a sense that if they take it and they take it religiously, then they will get the result, all else being equal.
I would absolutely, hands down, recommend this product to all of you acne sufferers.
So we do have a lot of information, technical information about how the formulation works. We don't want to overwhelm you here, but if you're interested, we have a lot of information that we can hand out to you so we can learn the additional science behind the formulation. And basically our formula is based on naturopathic principles. Someone like Kat and most of the naturopaths, they will recognize, if they look at the formulation, they can actually see how it works. Obviously, if you put them just separately on certain nutrients, they don't work together. They don't basically they don't perform the way you put it together at a certain potency. This is the way. That's the reason why we put them together a certain way, a certain potency, because this is what we find a very well balanced nutritional formula. But obviously, most important thing is it has to work. It has to deliver the effects, and all the products that we have designed with that principle. Obviously, we want things to smell nice. We want to have a nice texture. We wanted to people to look good when they use it. But ultimately, the product has to work, because that's where the longevity, where you keep a customer's loyalty. So everything that we do is basically we based on that very strong principle. The product has to work, and internally, all of our staff, all of our teams actually use our own products. So we give each other feedback. And we have a lot more new products coming out, and all around the same concept. It's innovative, it's different, it's approaching the condition through as a gentle way to approach or treat the condition, working with your body and supporting your body to ability to heal itself. So if you have any questions, we've still got a few minutes, probably 1 minute. So we will let Jenny come back on the stage. But otherwise, Saki and Kat and ourselves and Lisa, we're all at the stands. So if you need more information and wanting to talk to us to arrange for samples, so we encourage you to try the products. If you want to try it for yourself or friends and family, you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you.
Thanks again, guys. We probably have time for one question, if anyone's... No? Yeah? One question, Eloise. Do you have a microphone? She's got a big voice.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask, was there sunscreen at all in the moisturiser?
We are working on that. It's a bit tricky with...
Sorry, did everyone hear that? Sorry, Judy.
Yeah.
So is there sunscreen in the moisturiser? I'll just get Judy to...
We're actually working on that. The reason why we haven't got one yet is because it's actually very tricky to develop a sunscreen for acne-prone skin, as you know. And I tried myself. I tried to use a sunscreen, but most of the time it's too sticky. Like, it's still blocking up my face, and every time we use a sunscreen, I'm starting to break out. So I have no choice but to stop it. So it's a very challenging job to develop a sunscreen product for acne. But we are working on it. Hopefully we're closer to it. We've been working on it for 3 years now.
Terrific. So thanks again once to Judy, Saki and Kat. We'll be having a little bit of a break for lunch now, which will be just out in the trade area. Sessions again will start at 1:30 p.m. So grab some lunch and enjoy yourselves.